Well, it's another Monday. It's another day of Terry and Rich trying to find some winners in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, otherwise known as Parx Racecourse. Of course, to my left on the screen, but to my right,
Yeah.
my hand is our good friend, the ultimate co-host, Mr. And I forget what Jamie used to say about Sean, Terry Hollywood. Hey, and of course, you can find me at HRT Rich on Twitter. Terry, how was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah, I had a great time. And, just had to do some honeydew stuff. But other than that, it was fun.
Honeydew, yes, indeed. We all have that tasks to do from time to time, though
Mhm.
myself, not so many lately. All right, Terry. Well, we're off to do Parx, but before we do Parx, I think today might be opening day at Thistledown. Maybe it opened one day before. I don't know. I'm so busy half the time I can't remember what day it is. I just know what day it is based upon what tracks we're doing. But
Yeah.
Thistledown is the free track today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link down in the description below. Heck, we're less than 2 weeks away from the Kentucky Derby, so you're going to want to get over there. You're going to want to get yourself registered, and you want to get yourself set to take advantage of our Kentucky Oaks Kentucky Derby wagering guide. It's going to be about, 20 pages of just joy. But in the opener, maybe the best bet, Oaks Honey at 2-1, will bring some joy to you as well if you are playing Thistle down today. But you and I, Terry, are going to take our talents, as the great LeBron James said, but not to Miami, but to Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Not much difference between those two, I don't think.
No, there's not. And we're going to start out with a 6.5 furlong race. It's an optional claiming race. $25,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. Purse 26,000. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for 16,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of 25,000, and which have never won 3 races.
Indeed. So at 6.5 furlongs, as we like to do around here, and it can make a big difference, folks. Sometimes it can make an incremental difference, enough to be the difference between finishing second or third or winning. The profile of winners, stalkers do good, so you want to be in the front half at the opening quarter. Although 1 out of 4 horses do win gate to wire, there's a little bit of rail bonus for Arrogant. 2 and 3, they play under par. 4 through 7 delivers fair results. 8 and out gets discounted. Terry, we talk about the early pace. We do 10,000 simulations right here to figure out who has the best chance to get to the lead. Shows you what percent chance. And then based upon our projected pace, which horses are likely to see this race mirror their best performances. The higher the number, the better, particularly on our comfort zone, looking for number 50% or higher. We also do 10,000 simulations where we predict speed figures, and then based upon those speed figures, calculate our own simulated odds. Obviously, the horse that gets the highest speed figure would have won that race. Then we turn that into our simulated odds. The goal is to find simulated odds that are lower than post time. And then based upon that output, what percent of the time our predicted speed figure tops or equals par for this level, that being 83. So with all the explanations out of the way, Terry, where can we find the speed?
Well, as you can see there, the 5 and the 9 show similar speeds according to the data. Then the 7 has an overlay of about almost 5-1 to 8-1. The 8 has an overlay from 2-1 to 3-1. 8, 6, 7, and 4 have par plus numbers, and all but the 8 has CISO.
Yes, and along with projecting out using 10,000 simulations with some really sophisticated Google, Excel algorithms, we also do basic plotting horses out for trip handicapping. You can see in this race, the E-types want to be on front. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. The P-types are co-pilots. PCs are really flexible. They can just be about anywhere on the track, but normally middle to back, so they can pressure or close. Then, of course, you got your closers in here. At the beginning of the race, Terry, according to recent pace, the 9 horse, Burning Embers, and the 5, Celtic Tiger, along with Filtered Light. But it does look like Burning Embers, the 9 horses, the quickest of the bunch, although some similar type pace to its inside. Hopefully it doesn't have to work too hard if you're backing that one to go wire to wire. Arrogante, that one along with Dust Bunny, have the most late speed, about 3/4 of a length better than A Year to Remember, and JSK's Lucky Pushpa. Don't know what a Pushpa is yet. Haven't figured that out. Our top total pace, Terry, we have 3 horses in here, the 1, the 4, and the 8 that are a little bit different than the 7 or 9 or 6. Usually the winner comes out of the top 4. In this case, top 5. I would expect that that should produce the winner today too.
Yeah, I'm starting off with the 8, A Year to Remember. She finished third versus 7 in her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Burning Embers, the 9, is my second choice, finishing the money in 3 out of 4 races at Park Racing, won 2 of those starts, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 6, JSK Lucky's Pushpa, is my third pick. She likes Parx Racing. She's finished in the money 71% of the time racing here and won 29% of those races. Your top pick is my long shot, the 7, Civil Notion. She won her last race at Parx Racing and switches to a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. We do a normal bet of we take our first choice, $2 to win. Our first 2 choices, dollar exact a box. Our first 3 choices, we do a 50-cent trifecta box, and our first 4 choices, we do a 10-cent superfecta box. Other than that, I don't have any additional bets in this race.
I'm going to start with the 7. As you said, your long shot. Going to be my top pick here, the 7 horse right now. It looks like he's 7-1. So 7's abound for the 7 on Civil Notion in the opener there. This one was faster by a few seconds in its last race. Going to move up in class today, but we do see that the horse improved all of its race internals from the beginning to the middle to the end of its last start. A Year to Remember, Terry, your top choice. Looks like the simulation favorite, most likely to go above par. Another horse in this field that was better across the board last out. And going a little bit extra distance today from 6 to 6.5 furlongs could be a deal maker. Number 9, Burning Embers. This one is making the 3rd start after her layoff. At her best, as we mentioned in the simulations, as well as our pace handicapping, could get to the front without needing to work too hard. And then finally, number 5, Celtic Tiger. Sounds like a good name there, Mr. Terry.
Yeah.
Could be on the lead. And if he's going to win, it's going to be today because this horse has made 4 starts basically after a layoff, its debut, and then 3 others where the horse had a little bit of time in the barn and then came back to work. Won the debut, and then one of the other wins came off the bench. So 2 out of 4 fresh start wins today or bust for Celtic Tiger. If you have some thoughts about the races today at Parx or any other track for that matter, kindly hit us up in the the comment section. If you got any questions for Terry and I, any suggestions, a lot of what we do has changed or evolved or adapted based upon some suggestions by part of our community. In race number 2, Terry, what are we going to do?
All right. In race 2, we're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since October 22nd.
Hello, Max. How you doing today from Puerto Rico? Man, I bet you guys got some beautiful weather down there right about this time of year. I bet it's almost perfect. At 1 mile and 70 yards, we're going to get some perfect weather here in Chicago next couple of days. Looking forward to that. But at 1 mile and 70 yards, what we're looking for, Terry, are horses with early speed. Got to be fast because 4 out of 10 win wire to wire. A little bit of a rail penalty for Hurricane Highway. 2 and 3, they play a little bit above par. 4 through 7, they get hit and hit the hardest. And then finally, 8 and out gets a bonus as well. So a little bit of accordion action there, Terry. So we want some speed, maybe out of 2-3. If not, we want speed from the Buffalo Girls on the outside. And this looks like it could be a very competitive one when the gates open.
Yeah, several of them show speed, but that 3 shows the most speed. And then the 1 has an overlay from about, 3 to 5 to 5 to 1. And then par numbers, the 1 and the 7 show the only par numbers in here. And all but the 1 and 7 showed some kind of a C zone number.
Indeed. So, hello, Don Johnson. As always, good to see you. The manager, the one and only manager. What it is you manage, we don't know. But wherever you need a manager, that's the only one that you need. Ain't that so, Terry?
That's right.
In race number 2, we do have a race that should favor horses that get to the front because, as you can see here, the 6 and 7 are pilot types, the 3 a co-pilot, but the majority of the field by 1 wants to come from off the pace. So maybe if you get an off the pace horse with a little bit of early speed, could be useful. Looks like Zip It, Scotty. That one's about 2 lengths quicker than everybody else. Really not a whole lot of speed to its inside. A case where the 6 could get to the lead at a distance where 40% go wire to wire. If it doesn't go wire to wire, Hurricane Highway, that one has about a 2-length advantage coming down the stretch. Although that one looks like it'll be so far off the screen at the beginning, Jessica Paquette might not mention it until late. Our top total pace horses in here, Terry, they belong to the 7, the 3, and the 6. A little bit of a drop off to the closer there. Again, 70+% of the time, the winner comes from the top 4 there, Terry. Which one do you think wins?
Well, I'm going with the 8-horse Hornbeam. Finished third versus similar in his last race, has the highest last speed figure at today's distance, and a trainer jockey combination who in the last 14 days has won 2 out of 2 starts. Finalist, the 7's my second choice, won his last race at Parx Racing, and the distance won't be a problem. And number 3, Give Me My Bullets Back, is my third choice. Won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 Hurricane Highway is my long shot. Likes Parx Racing, finishing in the money 61% of the time and won 15% of the races. Our normal bets, plus I'm going to do a Don Johnson Miami
Vice, baby.
That's right. Pick 4.
I can feel it coming in the air of the night.
I'm going to use the 1378 with the 357 with the 68 and finish up with the 356 $36 ticket.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about Chipotle today, Terry. I don't know why I want to talk about Chipotle, but I just got a text in today. It says if you wear a hockey jersey into a Chipotle today, you'll get a free item. So a free entree. So if you're going to plan on going to Chipotle today, go out and get yourself or if you have one, or just mark one up, right? Take a t-shirt and write Rangers on it and then go in and get yourself a free entree. Well, maybe you can get a couple of free entrees if the 6-horse wins, at least compliments of Terry and I. Because Zip It Up, Scotty, I think could get to the lead at a distance where 40% go to wire, and I think he can get the lead without working very hard. Number 8, Hornbeam. Again, another horse in here, Terry, that in its last race, and according to the Brisnet data, that's what we use. All of the race internals you can see right here, 75, 82, 88. They were all improvements off of 62, 69, 81. So that horse showed more fitness from beginning to the end last out. Cut back a distance could be helpful for Terry's top choice in here. Number 7, Finalist. Won with ease at this level, right below this level last out. This will be the second lowest effort, not including the previous one, in the last 10 races. So obviously facing the lightest company that it's been against and smoked them last out. And then the Leonard Skinner horse, Give Me Back My Bullets. If the 6 is not on the lead, this one did run faster fractions last out at 7 furlongs versus 6 furlongs. So that's if you're going longer and faster, that's even faster in my book, Terry. I also have a Don Johnson pick 4, and I think all of my pick 4s, except for the last one, are going to follow the same structure today because I don't know about you, but I really felt like this race card was pretty wide open from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, and every one of them except the last one, last Miami Vice. Race 3, Terry, is next on our calendar. So race 3, tell it to me.
We're going to be going at 7 furlongs. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
And I think 7 furlongs, it's an 11 race card. I know there's at least 4 7 furlong races, maybe even 5. So keep an eye on race 3 because it could be a good indicator for what will happen late in the card where there are a couple of stakes races. So really focusing on the bias here in race 3. But so far, what we've seen at Parx at 7 furlongs is probably the distance where speed is the least important. Stalkers do win. You still want to be front facing early on, but only 16%, which is still, above average, go wire to wire. The rail is fair, so Harley's Charlie should get a decent run out of it. 2 and 3, well, that one scratched. 2 and 3 a bonus. 4 and 7, they're discounted. They play below par, but the closer you are to the rail, the better. The farther away you are, the bigger the penalty. Terry, in race number 3, you want to be inside. You want to have some tactical speed. And it looks like the Rex Kwon Do is the one that's going to go.
Yeah, shows the most speed. Should get that quarter pole first. None of them show any kind of an overlay, and the 6 and the 8 have the only two par plus numbers. 4, 6, and 7 have the only C zone numbers.
Wow. So this race sounds like just any horse can win because none of them are standouts, at least in term. Well, the only standout in here is Rex Kwando with that early speed. Let's see if that shows up here as well. It's like a P horse. The 6 horse in here, Midnight Cat's also one that could be forwardly placed. Otherwise, everybody's back. So, yeah, maybe you get the lead. Maybe you get out in 22 and 48, and you have a good chance to win this one. Real good chance to win this one. Looks like Rex Kwando is about 2 lengths faster than Midnight Cat. So look for Rex Kwando to set the pace early on. He's going to have to improve on that late speed, however. Early at the end of the race, Omerta Code, but that one, Terry's another one Jessica Paquette might forget it's on the racetrack until it comes back into the picture because that one's going to be way, way back, maybe too far back to make good use of that late speed. Our top total pace horses in here, Terry, we have the 3, the 6, and the 8. They're all 5 or more points better than the bottom half. I would expect that you'll see the winner come out of that group in all likelihood, Terry. What do you think?
I like the 3 large. He finished third versus Similar in his last race. His best dirt speed is fast as Monk Today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Ometa Code, the 5, he ran second versus Similar in his last race, winning the prior race, and has a high percentage winning jockey. He's my second choice. Third choice is the 7. He finished 9th in his last race after taking up very sharply at the 5/16th and switches to high percentage winning jockey. I like the long shot of Midnight Cat, the 6. He finished 5th in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 20% of the races when bringing a favorite back to a beaten favorite back to race again. And he has the highest speed figure at today's distance. No additional bets other than our normal one.
Because we don't have a whole lot of money. We only had like $8 left or something like that, right?
That's
After
right.
all of our exactas and trifectas and superfectas and like, and hey, those 10-cent superfectas, I think in the last 2 weeks, we probably had around $700, maybe $800 worth of those on $2.40 bets. So let's hope we find a couple more this week. I don't know if large his odds will allow for that here, but I think this one's probably going to win in its second race after a layoff, which tends to mean improvement for that horse, especially since it has a really solid maintenance workout to keep the saw sharp between races. Midnight Cat, the 6 horse, ran a Z pattern. That's when the early pace is, say, like 80, a little bit of a drop in the middle of the race, drops to 70, then finds his second wind last out and did show signs of life with much better late pace last time out and is our top par plus horse in the field. Omerta Code. This one's going to be closing as we saw in the pace setup. Question is, can he catch the front runners in there? But the extra furlong should give it every chance to do that. Finally, Rex Kwando. If that one could get to the lead, way too much early speed, 10 points clear of the next closest horse. It could be the one that goes wire to wire, Terry. All right, my friend, if you're new to our show, Terry, what should folks do?
Well, they should subscribe to the YouTube and hit the little button or bell. That'll tell them when all of our programs are. Go down to the bottom and copy the link to share with your friends and relatives and everybody you know so that they can have a chance to come and see what we're doing. And then go to our social sites such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and Threads, and give us a likes and the thumbs up. That really helps us out.
So Felix in race number 1 says, take your money and put it on the Ocho, a year to remember. Terry's top pick. Good morning, Melvin. Where's your pick 5, man? We're looking forward to seeing that. Let's get that up there before that first race. And let's see. We got to translate this one to English from Frederick Gutierrez. Which horse in the first? Well, here are our picks in the first race. I like the 7. Terry likes the 8. We both think the 9 is in the mix. A little bit of disagreement on the backside of that. The folks at the track, because they're about to run the first race right now, they're big on the 8 horse, but really it's 3-1. Not the biggest favorite in the world. The 5 horse looks like it's the second choice. It's 7-2. Up after that is the 1 horse, Arrogante. That one's 5-1. Other 4 horses in there, 2 at 5-1. Dust Bunny, that's one neither of us have, Terry. Got a couple in there in that 7-1 range with the 6 horse, JSK's Lucky Pushpa. I think just on name alone, that one should win, Terry. Lucky Pushpa. I don't know what a Pushpa is. I mean, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Can
I have
you
no
Google
idea.
that? What is a pushpa? Is that like grandpa in Polish or something?
Could be.
All right, so they're lining up for the first race in race number 1. In the meantime, again, if you go to the link down in the description below, there is free picks today, or there are free picks today at Thistledown Jack. Thistledown race. You know, you went there, right, Terry?
Yeah, I did. I certainly did with
And you
Tom.
guys cashed a few there, right? Or no?
We
Or was
did.
that
We
Finger
did.
Lakes?
No, we did pretty well there. So it was fun.
Yes, indeed. That's, I think, right outside of Cleveland, if I remember correctly.
It is, yeah.
As I drove out to see you guys at Saratoga. We're going to have to do that again this summer sometime, Terry. Maybe we'll try to find a way to come closer to you.
Okay.
Although, Sarah, I've been to Santa Anita. I haven't been to Del Mar. I'd be game. I don't know how long of a trip is it for you to Del Mar?
Oh, I could get there. No problem. I like Del Mar.
I'm from Venezuela. How are you? I need a piece of information. Well, here's our one horse right there. No problem. How you doing, Leonard Gomez? Nice to meet you. Parx Racing, 1 favorites, 4-6 long shots, 7 and 9. We appreciate that. And then Ernie, race 1, Celtic Tiger, the winner, home and hosed. Yes, hosed after they clean off the horse, right?
Yeah.
After he wins. I mean, is that like the? He's also, we got another Venezuelan, Renny Salas. Hello, I am from Venezuela. Nice to see you. All right, so they're all lined up, Terry. We're about to hear the call. Well, we can't play it. We wish we could. If you're watching south of the Texas border, GRTV is what our good friend Melvin, I think Melvin told us to go watch the races down there.
Yeah.
In the first race right now, the 5-horse Celtic Tiger, as we projected, is your tone setter. The 9-horse right now, Burning Embers, another one that we projected to be up front, is up front there. The 7-horse Civil Notion riding in third. To the outside of the 7 is the 8, A Year to Remember. Between horses, I don't know who's to the outside. Maybe the 10-horse out there, Filtered Light. 5-horse goes through the opening quarter in a pretty usable 23 seconds. Terry, not all that fast. Got somebody really bolting up in there. The 9-horse, the 9 and the 5 are duking it out as they go through the turn. It looks like those two right now are the most likely winners. The 7-horse is right in the mix there as well. It's trying to get wide right now, Terry, at 6-1, but I don't know that he's going to be able to get there. The 3-horse, no, that's the 10-horse, on the rail, making an aggressive move, Terry. Here they come down the stretch. They come. But it looks like the 7-horse is going to get his way by there. Yeah, it's going to be between the 7 and the 5. Somebody coming like a truck at the end, Terry. That looks like the 1-horse to me.
Huh.
But it looks like it's going to go 7. I don't know. The 3-horse might run everybody down. Where the hell he's coming from? It's going to go 7, 3, 5, and an 8, I think. 7, 3, 5, and 8. Royal Party screwing everything up, but we got a 7-horse to come home on top at, what did a horse come home on top, Terry? His odds were 6-1. Not bad. A $14 horse.
Right. Nice handicapping by you.
You know, that's the whole squirrel nut theory, Terry. Put into practice every now and then.
Yeah.
All right, pick 5. There you go. Take a look at that. Screenshot that, folks. At the end of the show, Terry's kind enough to write down as we go along the starting times for each race. So you can go back to our YouTube channel and then just click on, in the description, click on the time stamps so that you can key on all of our analysis as the races are about to go. You know, folks, what you should do? You guys should like tweet at TVG or like a track or wherever and just say, hey, Terry and Rich ought to be your house handicappers because they smoke the people that are doing the handicapping for you. So just throw a couple of bucks their way. Let them make some bets on the house and they'll give you winning picks, unlike your current hosts. What do you think about that, Terry?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we just pissed off everybody at every track now that we've been friends with for a long time. So there is actually going to be at least 5 races at 7 furlongs because in race 4, Terry, you're going to tell us about one more. Like I'm doing my Dr. Seuss today.
That's right. There's the second 7 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, $23,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
What's one first at Parx, the 7-horse one, Rennie? I don't know. Can you kind of try that again? So I'm not quite sure I know what your question, but I know the 7 won, and then I think the 3 came in second, and then the 5. I think that's how they finished in the opener. So. Yeah, 7, 3, 5, and 1. 7, 3, 5, and 1. 7 paid $14.60. And then the 3 horse at $19.20 to come in second. Not bad. So if you had that 7-3 exacta for $1, you made $93.30. If you had the 7-3-5 superfecta for 50 cents, you made $254.65. And if you had the 10-cent 7-3-5-1 superfecta, you've got $141.79, Terry. And at that point in time, you're probably calling it a day, right?
That's it.
All right. Let's talk about St. Louis first and second. Boss Abiga saying keep an eye out for that combination. So at 7 furlongs, what you're looking for again are stalkers, horses that can be close to the lead, but not necessarily on the lead, as only 16% win wire to wire. The rail is fair, so Game Run should get a fair go. 2 and 3 get a little bit extra juice. 4 through 7 get discounted. Again, the farther you are from the rail, the worse it is. So if you have inside speed, Terry, in race number 4, you got a good shot. And it looks like only one horse in this race doesn't get any chance to have the lead.
That's right. They all have some speed, but that one, the inside horse, the 1, and then the outside horse, the 8, they both have similar speed numbers. And then as far as the overlays, the 4 has an overlay from 3.5 to 1 to 5 to 1, and the 8 has an overlay from 2 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 8 has the only par plus number, and the 4, 6, and 7. Oh no, they all show C zones except for the 2.
Yeah, all of them have a above 50% chance to catch a race that really fits their best performances in our comfort zone. Say we're about 2 or 3 people away from crossing 5,000 on our YouTube channel. If you would be kind enough, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button so we can get over that 5,000 barrier. We've been trying to do it for like the last 3 or 4 days, and it seems like every time we get there, some perhaps bots get knocked down by Google because there are bots that subscribe to stuff. So if you're watching on Twitter, a great thing you can do to help us out is just retweet so other horse racing fans can find out about Terry and I, as well as this show that we put a lot of work into and a lot of proprietary data that you cannot get anywhere else, like Comfort Zone and all of these simulations and left arrow horses and on and on and on. More to come, of course. And then if you're watching on YouTube, also hit that share button and put that on your social sites. We'd greatly appreciate that. All right, Terry. Our race shape for the 4th, we do see that you got 2 horses that want to be up front, 4 that want to be in the back. So again, speed, where speed does do all right, should be dominating. Rex Kwando. Oh, that's the wrong race. All right.
You got the
now we're balanced almost. We got 4 that want to be up front or middle, 4 that want to close, but still should favor horses that are middle forward. We have Freebird Bordeaux. There's your left arrow horse, Terry, a closer that's got enough early speed to be in contention today, but very competitive. You can see all the way from here. Maybe the 6 and the 7, not so much. Those 2 probably are going to be held to closer roles. At the end of the race, the 6 of those 2 has the most late speed, a little bit better than Game Run, the speed horse. Our top total pace, well, the 4, the 1, the 8, and the 6 make up our top 4, Terry. Who are in your top 4?
All right. Well, I like the 8, Ira the Icon. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then I like Booster Shot. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. They added blinkers today. And then 7, I'm Not a Baby is my 3rd choice. In his first race here, he ran 4th after steadying early, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Freebird Bordeaux, the 4 is my long shot. He has finished in the money in 2 out of the last 3 races at Parx Racing. He won one of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and he has a nice bullet workout on April 11th. My second, Don Johnson, pick 4, Miami Vice one, is 4, 6, 7, 8 with the 3, 5, 6 with the 1, 3, 5, 6 with the 1, 5. That's a $48 ticket.
So Boss here saying that the best place to watch is on the iPhone. So you can watch the races. So you can do that by downloading the app to like TVG or Naira or Twin Spires or wherever you live on this planet where they make horse racing available, where you can make your wagers. Download that app, get yourself an account set up and watch the races, watch us, and then kind of go back and forth. It's all fire. I agree with that. Hopefully Melvin Torres' second pick 5 is equally in fuego. There you go. Screenshot that, folks. Good luck indeed with the 4-leaf clover. Lord knows. And yeah, Lord knows to be lucky is sometimes better than to be good. I can concur. Race number 4. I like Ira the Icon too, Terry, as my top selection here. Ran the top last race, speed figure, 4 points clear of the next closest horse. Usually 3 is where Andrew Beyer says you really want to circle and give those horses an in-depth look. I like this one too because last time out it ran faster by about 2 seconds. And a lot of times I see ran faster in my race notes at the end of the day. Number 4, Freebird Bordeaux. We got to get our lighters out for this one, Terry. It is a class dropper. Like to see that. It does have a bullet workout between races. And I think Terry's favorite jockey of all is riding this one. Who would that be, Terry?
Oh, well, I don't know. You're Paco Lopez. Probably.
There you go. Didn't take long.
Yeah.
Number 1, Game Run. Wide trip in its last race. Just missed by 1.5 lengths. Moved to the inside. Cuts that distance down today, as does getting an extra furlong. Finally, number 6, Booster Shot. Last 2 races were absolutely brutal. Maybe the after effects of the 6th or 7th or 8th booster in there. But perhaps dropping in class today could be enough to put this horse in the money. My Miami Vice, Don Johnson, pick 4 is the 148 over the 125 or the 156 over the 1, the 7, and the 10. As I mentioned, the structure today, all through the first 3 pick 4s, about the same. How long? We got some plenty of time right before race number 2.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Race 5 as we make our way through. Again, 11 races today. I think it's the first time we're going to see this distance, Terry. Maybe the only time.
Yeah, 6 furlongs, a $5,000 claiming race, purse $18,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since October 22nd.
And at 6 furlongs, the horse that typically finds the winner's circle is a stalker or front runner. 34%. There's only one 34, Terry, as far as, well, maybe 2, but I think there's one that stands out above all, and that would be Walter Payton, although I think Earl Campbell would be right in that mix too with them. I mean, was there ever a football player with bigger thighs than Earl Campbell, Terry?
No, I don't think so.
That dude's thighs were like my upper body. I mean,
yeah,
unbelievable. Can you imagine trying to tackle like a redwood tree coming at you with a 4.3 40? I would just be like one of those guys in Spain with the red cape of Matador. There you go. There's the end zone, my friend. There's a big rail bonus for Empire Score. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 get a discount. 8 and out, a little bit of a smaller discount. So once again, at Parx, we are finding that the inside 3 with speed can be very generous place to be, but one of them is a little bit faster than the rest.
That's right. That 5 has the most speed, followed up by the 2 and the 1. And then the 1 has an overlay from 2.5, 1 to 6 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from about 3 to 5 to 4 to 1. And then the 5, 6, and 1 have the only par plus numbers. 5 has the best. All but the 2 outside horses have C zones, and they're pretty nice. Well, also the 3 does not.
A Mojo-vation in there. All right, let's look at our pace setup here for the 5th race. Look at that, Terry. Almost everybody wants to be middle forward. You got the 8 horse here, B by the C, as a lone PC, the 5 alone EP. These 3 are Sesame Street horses. They're unlike the other. Just tactically speaking, you should take a look at these and see if any one of them looks better than the rest, because they could end up getting the best trips today. 3 and a 10 want to close. With all of this forwardness, having some late speed could be useful today. Early speed does belong to the 1 horse on the rail, Empire Score. Everybody else to the outside. So the 1 should set the tone with a bunch chasing right behind. So you might see this one get a little bit hot early on. If it does, late legs just in spite of it. Along with We Ready, Empire Score. Again, a lot of horses right in the same mix here. Just based upon what I've seen so far, I know that these total pace figures are all going to be kind of bunched up. But the 1, the 5, and the 6 are clearly about a length better than the rest, provided they get a good trip in a competitive race. Terry, who brings home the top prize?
I like number 3, Mojo Vacation. Drops in class today. Can improve with a returning to a sprint. Has the highest speed figure today's distance, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like the 5 as my second choice. Drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer. The 6 is my third choice. Finished second versus Tougher in his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 26% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 2 is my long shot. Drops in class today. His early speed running style helps his chances because of the shorter distance. No additional bets in here for me.
Jerry, look at this. Don Johnson waiting on you for your pick of there's no pick of a day. He's tagging it a lock, Terry.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's nice.
Yes, indeed. I like the 5 horse, just in spite of it is dropping in class in the third start after a layoff. Last time out, a little bit quicker. So I think you'll see a more fit horse again today, moving up that speed ladder. Empire Score, the 1 horse, is my second choice in here. Missed by just 1 3/4 lengths last out. Was at this level and is unquestionably the most consistent performer in the group. And also you got a pair semi-gringo horses. You see green go from left to right or right to left, whichever way you look at it. Number 2, Jabologist, my third choice in here, is running at the lowest level in the last 10 races. And last time out, if you kind of look a little bit through, if you just look at the top line, the race didn't look pretty good. But if you dig a little bit deeper, it was better, a little bit better, because the fractions were just a little bit quicker, just a touch quicker at 7 furlongs than they were at 6 furlongs. And then finally, the 3 horse, Mojovation. Terry, I'm not the biggest fan of pen shippers in there.
I know.
But he is the biggest class dropper. All right, that'll work. And has had some success at Parx 5 times out. Just a couple of wins and off the board in the other 3. So I think it'll be win or bust for Mojovation. Terry put him in the win column. I put him just outside the win column because of that whole pen to Parx angle. Just does not work for me. Race number 6 is the middle race in this card. Terry, what's the middle race all about?
We're stretching out to a mile. It's a claiming race, $15,000 claiming price for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since January 22nd. Claiming races for 12.5 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
All right. At a mile, what we're looking for to find our way in to the winner's circle is early speed. You would think at a mile, right, it'd probably favor horses that have late speed, but nearly 50%, 46% go wire to wire. Big time rail bonus for Tara's talent. So should help Tara in her talent today. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7 so far has been the absolute worst place to be. And then on the outside, the 8 and out, they get the same bonus as the rail. So this is a barbell race, Terry, race number 6. Be fast on the inside. There isn't an 8 or out. So if Tara's talent's got speed, maybe Tara's talent has the talent.
Yeah, all the speed is on the inside, especially the 3. 3 shows quite a bit of speed. The 3 has an overlay too of 3.5 to 1 to 6 to 1. And the 5 has an overlay of about 6 to 5 to 7 to 2. All but the 2 and 4 show some kind of par plus numbers, and all but the 1 show some kind of C zones.
Yeah, maybe we should have moved this 3 up in our picks from the 4th pick, because look at that one. There's your gringo horse again, right? Green, and then overlay. There you go. Let's see if it shows up at all in our pace scenario. Well, look at this. Everybody wants to be middle back. 2 horse compilot or co-pilot. So Western Dream, if it gets the lead, look out. As the gates open and the dirt starts flying, bossiness. Looks like it might be the quickest of the bunch. The other PC right in there too, Tara's Talent. Got the 1 horse, and Tara's Talent. Maybe a left arrow horse, but probably still in the closing spot. Miss Chamita is the fastest of the bunch when the race is coming towards the wire. Tara's Talent will be right in that mix too, and have a pretty good jump on Miss Chamita. So I would suspect the 1 horse would end up in a better spot than the 5 when the race is said and done. And Tara's Talent is 7 points clear of Bunny bonus. So that usually is enough to win, if not be really competitive for the W at the end, Terry. I think it wins. You think it's 3rd. You've circled another for the championship here.
I did. I liked the 6 Bossiness, finished third versus similar her last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a good workout on April 16th. And then I like the 5 as my second choice, ran second versus similar her last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. Tara's Talent, the 1, is my third choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 28% of the races in the first route race that he has a horse run in that he trains. And then the rail post is winning at a 27% clip, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then the 3 is my long shot. Bunny Bonus has won 2 out of the last 3 starts. She has a highest speed figure at today's distance. My third Don Johnson pick 4 is the 1-3-5-6 with the 1-5 with the 2-4-7 and finish up with the 5-6-7 and 10. And that's a $48 ticket.
Terry almost maxing out because we try to keep them under $50. I'm going to start off with the 1 horse on the rail, Tara's Talent, hopefully talented enough to get the job done with that top total pace advantage of 7 points, has by far the most late kick in this race and really shouldn't be all that far off the pace in this affair. If not, number 6, Bossiness at Parx, 3 times out, 2 wins and a third in there. Very strong workout. And you can never discount trainer Jamie Ness, especially when he's teaming up with top jock Michael Sanchez. And that's what we get, that dynamic duo with Bossiness today. Miss Chamita, 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. And our friend Barry Meadows says that a horse runs 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row, that horse has at least a 15% chance to win. Going to be closing as well and did run a little bit faster last time out and does have by far the best par plus. 43% of the time, Miss Chamita in our simulations ran a speed figure of 81 or better. And then finally, number 3, Bunny Bonus. Small class drop in here. Likely to be your pace setter, Terry, at the right distance, as you mentioned, 3 times out with a couple of wins. As I mentioned, I went 3 by 3 by 3 through the first 3 Don Johnson pick 4s. I did it again, 1-5-6, 1-7-10, 2-4-6, 3-9-10. And I know somewhere along the line I'll be kicking myself because the 4th horse will win because when I lose, it's usually the next up for me. How long do we have to race number 2, Terry?
4 minutes.
All right, so let's see if we can make it through race number 7 in that time frame. Fire away.
All right, shortening up to 6 furlongs, an optional claiming race, $25,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. For fillies, 3-year-olds, which have started for $25,000 or less and which have never won 2 races, or claiming races price of $25,000 and which have never won 2 races, or claiming price for $25,000 for 3-year-olds.
Oof! And through all that, if you want to bet the Philly Big 5, you can do that for 50 cents. They're pick 5.
Yeah.
In the 6 furlong affair, we just mentioned that you want to have some speed, 34%. Earl Campbell or Walter Payton going wire to wire. Big rail bonus for Diane's Merlot. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 and 7 discounted. 8 and out get discounted as well, Terry. So tell us, in race number 7, is there any inside speed?
Not too much. There's a little bit if you look at that 1 and 3, but the 10 has the most speed, that outside horse. And then none of them really show an overlay. The 10, 6, 3, and 7 show the par plus numbers. And all of these horses have some kind of a C-zone number, although a couple of them are pretty low.
Yeah, the 4 and 6 really off the charts. They're very likely to get a race that mirrors their best performances. In the 7th race, wow, this one's really heavily weighted to the left. A lot of early speed could open up the door for your closers in here, Terry, or maybe even the pressure horse. So we have another Sesame Street horse, the 5 horse, the EP type. That's unlike all of the others. Again, that warrants a second look. Early on, Lavina Spirit, the outside horse, the Buffalo Girl, about a length quicker than everybody else, Terry. Should be able to secure the lead, it looks like, as they're coming home. Designated, along with Maybelline, instead of the Maybelline, all right. Grace Reformed and Bows O' Nose, therefore, are much faster than the rest as they come down the stretch. As far as our top total pace horse is concerned, Terry, we got 4 of them, a little bit. 6, 7, 3, and 10, with Lavina Spirit, the speed horse, being the top scorer. Who's your top pick?
I like the 5 as my top pick. Alcala finished in the money at all 3 career races, winning 2 of the starts, winning her last race at Parx Racing. They added Lake 6 today, and she has a good workout on April 10th. Number one, Diane's Merlot is my second choice. She drops in class today. The rail posts win in a 22% clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Designated the seven's my third pick. She switches to a high percentage winning trainer who wins 36% of the races when dropping a horse off a claim. And they added blinkers today to keep her mind on business. And then the three is my long shot. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me in this race.
All right, real quick before race 2 gets started, I'm going to go with the one horse Terrace Talent. Diane's Merlot. 2 wins at Parx, 1 at this level 2 races ago, and that was very much an easy win for Diane's Merlot. Designated, the 7 horse is a track and class dropper coming in from Turfway Park, I believe. Has a pair of okay works getting prepped for the Parx debut. Number 10, I'm not a big fan, Terry, as I've said 1,001 times, probably 1,000,001 times of the Penn Shippers. But you can't deny that this one has some early speed, getting first Lasix and just throwing bullets all over the track in the workout, getting prepped. So if it gets to the front, good chance to break that Penn to Parx curse. And then finally, your top choice, Alcalá, maybe some upside, and only her 4th career start with a bunch of early speed, and another one that gets Lasix and an additional benefit of a weight break. So speed, Lasix, and carrying less weight can be a dynamic combination as well. I think this is probably your best betting race of the day. So let's go ahead and go 1-7-10 over to 1-7 over the 1-3-5-7-10 as my $6 trifecta, because that's all I have left.
All right.
Race 2 about to get cracking. So let's go back here. I think Leonard gave us some good thoughts about race number 2. She says that the favorites for her are the 7 and the 3. So she likes Finalist and Give Me Back My Bullets with the long shots, the 6 and the 8. So mirroring my picks to some degree in there, Terry. Speaking of Tom, we will do Hong Kong this Friday. All right, so race number 2. Right now, it looks like your favorite is the 6 horse. Zip It Up Scotty from 4-1 down to 2-1. I guess they like that early pace in there. Next up on the board, Mr. Terry, looks like the 8 horse. Hornbeam, your top choice. So our top 2 choices taking the favorite status. The 3 horse, Give Me Back My Bullets, one that Leonard likes. The 3rd favorite at the moment. That one is 4-1. Then the Hurricane Highway coming in. Well, no, it's gone up in odds. So Finalist, Hurricane Highway, Corkman, all in there in that 5-1, 6-1, 7-1 ratio range. Looks like they got the 7 in. Just waiting on the 8 horse right now. Terry's top pick, Hornbeam, to get involved. 6 horses down to 8-5, 7-5 is the late money's piling in on that horse. Let's see if that one can break to the front. Or is it going to be Give Me Back My Bullets? I don't know. The 8 horse is still 8 horse is making it difficult, I guess. Doesn't want to go in right away. Looks like it's in. No, there it goes. Now it's in. The pink on pink. The pink silks with the pink racing jersey. And they're all set. The starter is assistant. And they're off and running. The 7 horse getting a slow break, but got himself into the mix. You do have the 2, the 4, and the 6 really battling it out on front. So it could be a little bit of a fast pace. Let's see. The 2 horses got into the lead. Corkman, the 6 horse, Zip It Up Scotty, sitting right there. Where's that? The 3 horse up front. Yeah, it looks like the 3 horses up front. Give Me Back My Bullets is on the front. Then to the outside of that, you have the 4 horse, Singing Through the Storm. The 6 horse is in the mix too. Kind of tough to tell. The 8 horse, Hornbeam, in that mix. They go through the opening quarter in 23-4. Then you got a gap back of about 2 horses to the 7. Finalist down on the rail there. It looks like that is the hell is that? The 2 horse, Corkman. And then way in the back is Hurricane Highway. Give Me Back My Bullets continues to be the pace setter, although you got a couple of them that have decided to press the pace a little bit as they got away with a 49-3. It's a little bit on the slow side. The 6 is pulled up along the 3. Those 2 are duking it out. The question is whose nose is going to go in front of whose. The 4 horse could be the spoiler in here at 30-1, Terry, coming up the rail there. The 6 horse has gotten a minor lead on the 3 horse, starting to run away from the 3 a little bit. The 4 horse trying to get into the mix. I think that one, Terry, could screw up everybody's pick 4 in here because that one's coming the best. The 6 horse, I don't know, had to work really hard there to get the lead, although the 8 horse looks like it's kind of trying to get engaged now. as well. The 6 horse is really starting to tire a little bit. Looks to me like, yeah, who's it going to be? Is the 8 horse going to get up and by the 4 horse? We're both pulling for it, Terry. We're both pulling for it. And it's going to go 8. The 8 going by has brought the 6 to life. It's going to go 8, 6, 4, and then 5 maybe. No, there's no 5 in there. Can't be the 5. So the 8 horse, Terry's top pick, comes home the winner. 6 horse looks like it gets second. So a little bit of an exact action. And both of us are probably happy that the 8 horse won at 7-2.
Yep, I'm happy.
Yes, indeed. So we both advance, win and advance, like the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
Yeah, it looks like it was the what horse was that? The 2 horse that came charging there at the end? Yeah, it's the 2 horse. So we'll go 8, 6, 4, and then 2. 8, 6, 4, and 2 in race number 2. Yeah, the 8 horses are clear winner. The question is, does the 6 beat the 4 or not? That's going to be close. I think yes. 8, 6, 4, 2, but it's going to be close between the 8, the 6, and the 4 for the second call there. All right, Terry, how do we like that?
It's good.
8 and 6. There's your long shots right there. You had the exacta in there. Good work, Leonard. And then let's go off to race number 8, Terry. Is that where we're at?
That's right. We're on race 8.
Race 8. So let's fast forward to race number 8.
Okay, we're going to go a mile. It's a second optional claiming race, $40,000 claiming price, and the purse is $52,000 for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races other than a maiden, claiming, starter, or state bred, or which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $40,000.
Yeah, and you see right in here, this horse is not in for a price. Otherwise, $40,000 would be there. Let's see if any of them are in for a price today, Terry. Looks like none of them are in for a price. So they're all here to collect the check, it looks like, Terry, and keep their horses in race number 8. Otherwise, it would say right here, $40K. It doesn't say that today. That's for any of the above. At a mile, again, you want to have horses that are fast because nearly half win wire to wire. Big time rail bonus for Mia Tosca. 2 and 3 play fair. The worst place to be is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, 8 mirrors the 1. So this is a barbell race. Be fast on the rail or be fast on the outside in race number 8. And it does look like Knowing Glance does have some speed out there.
That's right. There's several horses, but it looks like to me that if they both get good breaks, the 2 and the 8 could go head to head to that quarter pole. And then the 2 has an overlay of even money to 3-1. The 3 has an overlay from 4.5-1 to 6-1. The 4 has an overlay of about almost 3-1 to 5-1. 2, 4, 3, and 5 show pretty decent par plus numbers. And then all of these have some kind of a C-zone number.
Yeah, the 2, 3, 5, and 6 having the most likely setup to their benefit today. Does it also mirror here? 7 horse, Terry, could be a lone E. So if Precious Avery can get to the front, look out. The 5 horse wants to be in the pressure position. Gold medal Anna. 2, 3, 6, and 8. Those 4 can pretty much be anywhere on the track. So they have a tactical advantage perhaps in this race, but maybe not as great as it might be otherwise with the 7 and 5 up there. And late closers, the 1 and the 4. They'll need some late speed to get involved in here. Respectfully, the 2 horse does have the most early speed, Terry. We kind of saw that in our simulations along with the 8 horse. As far as our late pace is concerned, Beach Days will be the strongest closer, but Mia Tosca, those 2 will be coming at the end. Our top total pace horse is Respectfully the speed over the closer, Terry. They're 6 points better than the next closest group. So maybe a 2-4 speed closing exact the box. I know you have it. Did you pick the speed or did you pick the closer?
I took the closer, the 4 Beach Days. Finn likes Parx racing. She's been in the money 85% of the time racing here and won 24% of those. Distance won't cause any kind of problems for her as she's finished in the money 85% of the time and won 43% of those starts. The 2 Respectfully, my second choice, ran second in her last race. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 7 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a good workout on April 16th, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Mary Q, the 6, is my long shot. She won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and no additional bets for me except for I'm going to play another Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 6, 7 with the 5, 6, 7, 10. with the 4-7, and then finish up with a 5-6-12, which is a $48 ticket again.
Yeah, I did $48 in here too, but I started with the speed horse. I went speed respectfully as my top choice. It's a gringo horse here too, top Z zone, top chance to get on the lead, top par plus, and is your simulation favorite. Probably be your post time favorite too, I would guess. But did run the top last race speed figure in both of its last starts. So when you see the last race highest speed figure wins about the same as favorites, like 28, 29%. That number goes up when they've run the top speed figure 2 races in a row. And if it can run back 2 races, this would be easy work for the 2 horse. So we'll see if that's the case. Does have a solid maintenance workout in between to ensure its fitness today. Number 4, beach days. I wish I could go back to being a teenager and just being in a beach days all days. Yeah. But this one does have some stakes class late speed in there, Terry. It drops in the third start after a layoff. And if this one's remotely close coming out of the turn, it could be very difficult to fend it off. Mary Q, the 6 horse, my third choice, your fourth choice. Maybe better in the third start after a layoff. At Parx, 6 times out, 3 wins, a second and a third, and should benefit by running a little bit shorter race today. And finally, Precious Avery, by far, been facing the toughest horses in this field. And if somehow she gets the lead, look out. Could be a lone E, which would make her a candidate to go wire to wire. Although I do think the 2 horse will make that extremely difficult for Precious Avery. I too have a pick 4. I'm going to go with the 2-4, the speed of the closer. I think one of them 2 wins. And then I'm going to go 4x3x4. So I think the back 3 races in this card, Terry, and all of them, you could probably make a case for 3/4 of the horses in the field. We'll start with race number 9. We'll make our cases, but we got a couple of stakes races back to back.
That's right. We like this race. It's a 7 furlong race. It's a $100,000 stakes race, and it's for registered Pennsylvania bred fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and you're going to have to be good because a 94 speed figure as a par number is pretty solid. At 7 furlongs, we did talk about the fact that tactical speed works well. It is the distance where the least amount of horses go wire to wire, just 16%. The rail, Aophis Magic, I don't know if I got that right, but Aophis Magic, something along those lines. It plays fair. 2 and 3 gets a little bit of a bonus over the rail. 4 and out, they get discounted. The farther you are from the rail, the worse off you are, Terry. So let's talk about race number 9 and where all the speed is at.
It's really in the inside there with that 2 horse. Got all kinds of speed. The only one that comes even close to it is the 5. And the 10 has an overlay of about 4 to 5 to 8 to 5. The 10 also has the best par plus number.
By and a big shot.
Huh?
By a lot.
Yeah, by a lot, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then all of the horses have some kind of C zones, so, and they're pretty nice ones.
Yeah, so according to this, Morning Matcha, 40% chance to run a speed figure of 94 or better. If you look at all the other horses in here, really only the 2 or the 3 have shown something where they got above that number with some regularity. Our pace set up for race number 9, the 5 horse. Do we do it? Lone E, the 3 horse in the pressure position. So the 5 horse can get to the front by itself. Could be a wire to wire candidate. Could be a cougar, though. That one will give it a little bit of work as a PC type. Although, considering the 5 has a little bit more late speed, the 2 probably does settle into more of a stalker role because it's going to need to save some for the end. New hire, if I press the wrong right button, Morning Matcha has the most late speed in here, along with Warrior's Ransom. Got 4 of them that are a bit better than everybody else down the stretch. And then finally, our top total pace horse is New Hire, along with Do We Do It. They're 5 points clear of Morning Matcha, Terry. Maybe we missed something by putting the 10 up top.
Well, I like the 10 Morning Matcha. She won her last race at Parx Racing. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 7, Dr. Abby, second choice, has finished in the money in 8 of her last 9 races, winning 3 of the starts, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 5, Do We Do It, is my third choice. She has won 3 out of 4 races at Parx Racing, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. My long shot is the 6, New Hire. She finished third in her last race, but she has a nice 3 furlong bullet workout on April 16th. No additional bets in here. So
I go with the 10 horse too. I'm not a big fan of that outside post though, but really any of its last 10 races, as we saw that in our Par Plus reading, could win this, but the outside post could be a problem. I'm going to go to Knickers in a Twist, Terry, as my second choice. Only inside horse, and again, we talked about inside being the best place to be for 7 furlongs to hit par. The only other 2 horses in this field that have done it are the 9 and the 10. This horse last time out showed some strong life signs of life as it improved from the middle of the race to the finish line, and does have a very strong workout to continue that momentum here today. Number 9, Warrior's Ransom. Third choice for me is the other horse in here to hit par for this level, Terry, during the course of the race. His and the 10 Parx numbers, if you look at them relative to everybody else's experience, just blow away the rest of the field. So you can't overlook that. Maybe a horse for the course. And then finally, number 5, Do We Do It? Could be the pace setter at Parx 4 times out, 3 wins and a second. His second was by, I think, 3/4 of a length. So really close to being undefeated in 4, and really much better early pace last time out, especially strong mid-move. Third start after layoff again. This is a horse where being away from the inside 3 could be a little bit little to its disadvantage. No more bets for me as well, Terry, aside from our normal stuff. Race number 10, Terry, is where your pick of the day is. So there you go, Don
That's
Johnson. Right. You can start to think about your pick for another stakes race.
Yeah, this is a 7 furlongs. It's another, $100,000 purse. And it's the Paige McKinley, I guess. It's for registered Pennsylvania breds, 3-year-olds and upward.
And this is race number 10, not race number 13. We just said 7 furlongs. You want to be on the inside, or you want to be on the rail or the outside post position wise. You got to have tactical speed, Terry. So you want to be forward, not necessarily on the lead in race number 10. But if you want the horse on the lead, it's going to be the Paul McCartney horse.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be that 4 horse has the most speed, Uncle Ernie. And then the 5 has an overlay of about almost 2.5 to 1 to 5 to 1, and the 12 has a very small overlay. It's not even really an overlay, so it's basically about the same. Several of them show Par Plus numbers, and then all but the 3 and 9 have decent C zones. I'm gonna okay. Go ahead.
Okay,
I almost jumped ahead.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, that happens to me all the time. So I'm 4, 9, 10, and 12, 4, 9, 2, 12. They want to be near the front, although the 2 and 12 have some versatility as EP types. The 4, 9, they could be a little bit more lead dependent. Does look like Uncle Ernie will get the advantage over Auntie Jen, and they'll let that one get the lead. About half a horse quicker than Mo Visitor. And then Baran will be in that mix, as well as Twisted Ride. So really, Baran is the only inside horse with any speed. So maybe that's the one that goes to the front, but it doesn't need the front. Maybe Uncle Ernie does need the front. Late speed belongs to Far Mo Power, though a bunch of them are going to be coming at the end. Really, only the 2, 12, and 9 not showing any energy or as much energy at the end. This one looks like a very competitive race, Terry, although the 4, 5, and 7, Twisted Ride, 90% Maddie, and Uncle Ernie, they're 6 points clear of the next pack of horses in here. So maybe these 3 produces the winner. I know it produced your pick of the day. Tell us why Uncle Ernie gets your first call.
Well, he's very competitive. He's been in the money in 13 of his last 14 races at Parx Racing. He won 7 of those starts and has finished in the money in 5 of the last 6 starts at today's distance and won 2 of those starts. And then I like the 7 Twisted Ride. He comes in from Aqueduct to Parx Racing, where he has won 8 out of 14 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Farmo Power is the 6. He always in the mix, finishing in the money 14 out of 16 career starts, winning 3 of the starts. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a bullet workout on April 16th. And then my long shot is the 5, 90% Maddie. Ran second in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. He's my long shot. And I'm going to bet $5 to win on the 4 Uncle Ernie, and then a $1 double from the 4 to the 6 and the 12 in the last race.
I think a lot of horses can win this race, Terry. A lot of them. I think I can make a case. What is there? There's 10 horses in this race. I think you can go 7 deep and make a case, maybe even borderline 8 deep to make a case for a winner. I'm going to go with Uncle Ernie too as my top selection in this particular race, Terry. Uncle Ernie ran the top last race speed figure in a competitive field, 10 points clear of the next closest horse. Again, 3. Now, it looks like a peak number on paper, so that would normally or could potentially scare people off. But the last time the horse peaked like that, it did follow it up with a even better performance. And he's got a bullet workout between races. So that tells me this horse is going to come out snorting and ready to rumble again. Far More Power, this 6 horse, gets the second selection in my book, working very well, Terry, for its first race since July. And this horse absolutely loves this quirky tweener distance, 5 times out, 4 times visiting the winner's circle. Number 12, Mo Visador, Terry. This one at Parx too, 5 times out, 4 wins, and working, and I mean really fast. Off since December, the post sucks, but if those workouts are indicative at all, we're going to see a big number from this horse out of the gates. And then finally, Twisted Ride. As you mentioned, Terry, this guy wins at Parx 8 out of 14 times. And you know what else this horse is, Terry?
No, what is it?
The defending champion. So to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. And we saw Ryan Garcia do just that on Saturday night. If you watched that exciting fight, completely unexpected. This one also should improve in its second start after a layoff. All right, one race to go on this opening Monday. Terry, see what we got cooking here. The boss says, I like the 12th and the 10th. Motivister, smart guy, thinking along the same lines there. I agree with you. That horse, I think, can surprise in here. We are one, Terry, person away from 5,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, so, come on. Somebody else subscribe.
If you're watching right now and you have not subscribed, be that person. Hit the subscribe button now. Let us go over 5,000. So no matter what happens today, Terry, we'll be winners in that respect. And then we can bother everybody as we close in on 10,000.
That's right. Anyway,
today, Terry, what do we got going?
7 furlongs, claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
We've talked about 7 furlongs a lot. Tactical speed, be on the rail, be on the outside, Terry. So show us which horses are going to be close to the front. Wow, there's a lot of scratches here, Terry, taking out the predominant speed, almost all of the speed. I guess it just leaves it to the one horse.
Yeah, that's right. There's really no speed in here, as you can see. And so it's really hard to say. But the one horse has the most of any. And then the 12 shows the only overlay that you can see here, 2-1, 4-1. The 12 and the 6 both have par plus numbers are the most. And all of them show some kind of C zone.
Yeah, just down here, you see a lot of red and a bunch of green over here. A couple of them with a par plus maybe. In here, you got the 12 and the 6 showing big par plus numbers in here. It could be, a very open race. The last race is always hard to hit. They do that on purpose so that it's not so easy to single up somebody in the late pick 4. Got a pretty balanced race in here, although the 3 and the 12, those two are Sesame Street horses. The 3 getting that lone EP type, so that could be very advantageous. A little bit of flexibility in its running style. Lady Sicaria could be on the lead there too, so watch out for that. Cloudy Times, again, look at this, Terry. Only 6 points separating top to bottom. A bump, a wide trip, slow start. You could be first or you could be last, or you better get out of the gates with some urgency. Bullet on Tap has the most late speed, about 3/4 of a length quicker than Wicked Lady or Divine Promise. Our top total pace horse in here is Bullet on Tap with the 13 in there. Divine Promise. Again, no, you come down to here. There's not a big difference between those. 2-length difference. Terry, 12 horse is the top total pace horse. It is our top pick, but I think a lot of horses could really up here.
Yeah, it's very wide open. It's but that 12 ran second versus similar last race as a favorite. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 38% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and has the highest last speed rating. And then number 6, Wicked Lady, my second choice, has the highest speed favorite today's distance. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And she also has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then number 5 is Cloudy Times, my third choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 13, Divine Promise, is my long shot, has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm out of money, so I can't bet anything else on this. So.
Yeah, there's a reason those trainers always want the AEs in there anyway, right? Also eligibles, alternative entries, whatever you call them. I'm going to go with the 12 horse too. Some agreement for you and me there. Bullet on Tap. I'm not a fan of the post, but it's another one of those horses with all of the scratches in here, Terry. Ended up with the final last race speed figure being 10 points clear of the next repeat of that race, and Bullet on Tap wins. It is our strongest par plus. It is the only overlay in the mix after all the scratches. Now, act surprised. 11 horse is a little bit of a price in here, Terry. 12-1 morning line. But the last time this horse made its fourth start after a layoff, like I like to look back at cycles and see how horses do. This one won by 4 lengths. And prior to that,
Wow.
following the same exact pattern performance-wise this time. Came off the bench, ran a good race, kind of dipped down in the second race, improved in the third race, and then just really lit up the track in the fourth race. The first 3 races look like the first 3 races last time. Let's see if the fourth looks like the fourth. Number 9, that's Tony's sister, the biggest class dropper in this field, Terry, and has reached par for this level. One of the few horses that has done that. And finally, the Wicked Lady was a tough call for me over the 5 horse Cloudy Times. But just as you go through it on paper, looks just a touch better. And we see that too in our C zone and par plus. Much like you, I'm all out of money too, Terry, in race number 11. Don Johnson's feeling lucky today, so hopefully we are lucky and good today. I know Leonard has been good with her picks in there. So in race number 3, likes the 3 and the 4 with the 5 and 7 as some long shots. Mr. Terry, let's take a look at our full picks for today. Again, tomorrow, Terry and I will be back for Parx Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be doing Keeneland on Friday. Tom and I for 4 on Fridays. We've been rolling lately on 4 on Fridays. We're going to take our skills and handicapping hats off to Hong Kong. That's always fun. First 2 races, the 7 and the 8 are your winners, Mr. Terry. The rest of our picks for today. Any final thoughts for you before we part company?
Well, it's a nice weather, and I hope everybody gets out to the side and gets some exercise during this nice weather. Other than that, just have a really good week, and I look forward to seeing you each day for the next 3 days.
Well, it looks like we got about a minute to race number 3. So we'll stick around and make the race call for that. In the meantime, Thistle Downs is the free track today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description down there below. So make sure you click on that so they know where it is you are coming from. Again, Kentucky Derby, less than 2 weeks away. You're going to want all of our thoughts and our wagering guide along with our selections for that. And then you can head over to horseracingtoday.net. That is the mothership. On the horseracingtoday.net website, you will find there is a link where it says Horse Racing Today Gear, HRT gear. Kindly click on that. You see that right here. There's a link to Horse Racing Today as well in the description down below. And you can get yourself a hat, just like the wonderful 13, Terry's lucky number, or the number 1 Terry's wearing today. Or you can hook yourself up with a shirt, your favorite horse number. Let's see if we can find one in here real quick, Terry, before we move on. It's on the second page, folks, so I'm going to have to go over to race number 2. There's my hat. Where's Terry's hat? I don't know that they make the red one anymore, but if you're going to head off to the track, Leonard, and you want a nice pink number 8 shirt, you can find that there as well today. You'll see number 8 is on the back, just like you see on the horses on the track. It's funny, the other day I was wearing a hat, Terry, and somebody asked me what the number 11 was for.
Yeah.
I had to explain to them it's for horse racing. All right, so they're loading up to the post. Again, we're still right now 1 person away on YouTube from hitting the 5,000 marker. So please, you take it into your hands to be that person. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Also hit the share button. If you're watching on Twitter, like what you see here today, retweet what you see here. Follow us on all of our social sites below. Sean does a wonderful job over at Facebook at Horse Race the number 2, updating folks for all the ongoings in horse racing, including my picture yesterday from the Illinois Derby at Hawthorne. I got a photo credit, Terry. I hope somebody uses it because I'm going to sue the hell out of them.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Those people are kind of particular about that kind of stuff too, man.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are, boy. You be careful if you're running a website and you post stuff up on your website without the okay of the folks, the people who took the photo. All right, so in race number 3, it looks like the 8 horse right now, Terry, is the one that has gotten to the lead. Rex Kwando, and we said Rex Kwando would be the one that everybody would have to catch at some point. And Rex Kwando is the one that everybody's going to have to catch at some point. It's got about a 2-length lead over the 6 horse. Midnight Cat, the 3 horse, the favorite right now on the rail, as those two are trying to close in on the 8 horse, who ran opening quarter in 23-3. Behind them, you have the 4 horse, the Bomb, El Policia, kind of tailing off a little bit. The 6 and the 3 are closing ground on that 8 horse. But that 8 horse might have gotten itself a little bit of a rest in there. As he's starting to really accelerate out of the turn, Terry, they might have a hard time running that guy down. He's going to have to tire badly because it looks like the 3 and the 6 are struggling, although the 7 horse is coming with some aggression, as is the 5 on the way back. They come through the turn. It does look like the 8 horse up on the front is shortening strides, and he just did a good favor for the 3 horse by taking the 6 horse out wide. The 7 horse is motoring at the end here, Terry. I don't know if he's going to have the legs to run by the 3, but he's certainly looking like he's going to give it a whirl. Right now, it's going to go 3, and then the 6 going to come in second. Then it looks like the 7 in third. So 3, 6, 7, 5. 3, 6, 7, and 5. Terry with the superfecta. Both of us with the winner on top. I have the exacta there. And then, so, you know, I think Johnson said he's feeling lucky today. We've been lucky and good so far in the first 3 races, Terry.
That's right. That's right.
All right. That's it, folks, for today for us at Parx. Again, remember to join us tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button no matter where you're watching. Follow us so that way when we go live, you are notified about 30 minutes before post. We always put up the pre-race stuff. And until then, we hope no matter what you're doing at work today, at the track today, just chilling as the weather gets nice today, we certainly hope it ends up in our favorite. Where can you watch Parx Racing live? GRTV, my friend. It sounds like you're potentially south of the Texas border. No matter where you're watching your races today, Terry, hopefully your picks, Leonard, all end up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow for more Parx action.